Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Oh my God, the all-pervading personality of Godhead, offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udire. Before reciting Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances to the personality of Godhead. नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. By regular attendance in the classes of Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed. And loving service unto the personality of Godhead, which is placed as surrounded unto songs, is its irrevocable fact. ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः. In the darkness of ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Vachalam pangum langayate girim yatkripātamaham vande Shri Guru Dīnakaranam. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the spiritual master, the deliverer of fallen souls. His mercy turns the dumb into eloquent speakers and avails the lame to cross the mountains. Yeah, so today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 12. So we're reading, chapter, you sent me 12, right? Canto 1, Chapter 12.
Okay, whatever you prepared for me.
Okay. Canto 1, Chapter 12, we'll be reading from 1 to 11, and then we will taking the verse number 9. Okay, text 1.
Next one. The sage Shonika said, the womb of Uttara, mother of Maharaj Parikshit, was spoiled by the dreadful and invincible Brahmastra weapon released by Ashwatthama. But Maharaj Parikshit was saved by the Supreme Lord.
How was the great Emperor Parikshit, who was a highly intelligent and great devotee, born in that womb? How did his death take place, and what did he achieve after his death?
We all respectfully want to hear about them, Maharaj Guru. To whom Sukrit Goswami imparted transcendental knowledge, please speak on this matter.
Sukrit Goswami said, Emperor Yudhishthira administrated generously to everyone during his regime. He was exactly like his father. He had no personal ambition and was freed from all sorts of sense gratification because of his continuous service unto the lotus feet of the Lord Krishna.
News even reached the celestial planets about Maharaj Yudhishthir's worldly possessions, the sacrifice by which he would attain a better destination, his queen, his stalwart brothers, his extensive land, his sovereignty over the planet Earth, his fame, etc.
O Brahmanas, the opulence of king was so enchanting that the attendants of heaven aspired for it. But because he was absorbed in service of the Lord, nothing could satisfy him except the Lord's service.
O son of PRABHU, Shauranga, when the child Parikshit, the great fighter, was in womb of his mother, Uttara, and was suffering from the burning heat of Brahmastra thrown worn by Ashwatthama, he could observe the Supreme Lord coming to him.
He, the Lord, only thumb high, but he was all transcendental. He had a very beautiful blackish, infallible body, and he wore a dress of lightning yellow and a helmet of blazing gold. Thus he was seen by the child.
The Lord was enriched in 4 hands, earrings of molten gold, and eyes blood-red and beauty. As he loitered about, his cloak constantly encircled him like a shooting star.
The Lord was thus engaged in one question the Dayton of the Brahmins, just as the sun evaporates a drop of the he was absorbed by the child who wrote about who he was.
While thus being observed by the child, the Supreme Lord Personality of Godhead, the Supersoul of everyone and the Protector of the righteous, who stretches in all directions and who is unlimited by time and space, disappeared at once.
We're going to read verse number 9. श्रीमद्दीर्घा चतुर्बाहुं तप्तकाञ्चनकुण्डलं शतक्षं गदापाणिं आत्मना सर्वतो दिशम् प्रविभ्रमन्तमुल्बकम् भ्रामयन्तं गदं मुहुः श्रीमद्दीर्घा चतुर्बाहुं तप्तकाञ्चनकुण्डलं शतक्षं गदापाणिं आत्मना सर्वतो दिशम् प्रविभ्रमन्तमुल्बकम् भ्रामयन्तं गदं मुहुः श्रीमद्दुर्गा चतुर्बाहुं तप्तकाञ्चनकुण्डलं शतक्षं गदापाणिं आत्मना सर्वतो दिशम् प्रविभ्रमन्तम् उल्बकम् भ्रामयन्तं गदं मुहुः
श्रीमद्दीर्घा चतुर्बाहुं
तप्तकाञ्चनकुण्डलं शतक्षं गदापाणिं आत्मना सर्वतो दिशम् प्रविभ्रमन्तम् उल्काभाम्
ब्राह्मयन्तं गदामुहुः
भ्रामयन्तं गदामुहुः श्रीमद्दीर्घा चतुर्बाहुं तप्तकाञ्चनकुण्डलं शतक्षं गदापाणिं आत्मना सर्वतो दिशम् प्रविभ्रमन्तम् उल्काभाम् भ्रामयन्तं गदं मुहुः श्रीमद्दीर्घा चतुर्बाहुं तप्तकाञ्चनकुण्डलं गदापाणिम् आत्मना सर्वतो दिशम् प्रविभ्रमन्तम् उल्काभाम् भ्रामयन्तं गदं मुहुः. Word to word, Srimad, enriched. Dirgha, prolonged. Chaturbahum, four-handed. Tapta Kanchana, molten gold, Kundalam, earrings, Shatak Jaksham, eyes with the redness of blood, Gada Panim, hand with a cup, Atmana, own, Sarvata, all, Disam, around, Paribramantam, loitering, Ulkabham, like shooting stars, Brahmayantam, encircling, Gadam, the club, Muhu, constantly. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Translation, everyone together. The Lord was enriched with 4 hands, earrings of molten gold, and his blood with fury. As he loitered around, his cup constantly enriched him like a shooting star. Purport, who would like to read?
It is said in the Brahma Samhita, chapter 5, that the Supreme Lord Govinda, by his one plenary portion, enters into the halo of the universe and distributes himself as Paramatma or the Super Soul, not only within the heart of every living being, but also within every atom of the material elements. Thus the Lord is all-pervading by his inconceivable potency, and thus he entered the womb of Uttara to save his beloved devotee Maharaj Parikshit. In the Bhagavad Gita 9.31, the Lord assured everyone that his devotees are never to be vanquished. No one can kill a devotee of the Lord because he is protected by the Lord, and no one can save a person whom the Lord desires to kill. The Lord is all-powerful, and therefore he can both save and kill as he likes. He became visible to his devotee Maharaj Parikshit even in that awkward position in the womb of his mother, in a shade just suitable for his vision. The Lord can become bigger than thousands of universes and can become smaller than an atom at the same time. Merciful as he is, he becomes just suitable to the vision of the limited living being. He is unlimited. He is not limited by any measurement of our calculation. He can become bigger than what we can think of, and he can become smaller than what we can conceive. But in all circumstances, he is the same all-powerful Lord. There is no difference between the thumb-like Vishnu in the womb of Uttara and the full-fledged Narayan in the Vaikuntha Dham, the kingdom of Godhead. He accepts the form of Archa Vigraha, worshipable deity, just to accept service from his different incapable devotees. By the mercy of the Archa Vigraha, the form of the Lord in material elements, the devotees who are in the material world can easily approach the Lord, although he is not distinguishable by the material senses. The Archa Vigraha is therefore an all-spiritual form of the Lord to be perceived by the material devotees. Such an Archa Vigraha of the Lord is never to be considered material. There is no difference between matter and spirit of the Lord, although there is a gulf of difference between the two in the case of the conditioned living being. For the Lord there is nothing but spiritual existence, and similarly there is nothing except spiritual existence for the pure devotees of the Lord in his intimate relation with the Lord.
Jai. So, in the previous chapter, we saw about Krishna being welcomed in Dwarka, and how the residents of Dwarka, they just left everything and they just came to welcome him. Whatever they were doing, they were like eating or doing anything. When Krishna entered, Krishna blew his white conch shell, and the white conch shell became a little bit reddish because of his mouth. So, and they were very much joyful to see Krishna back in Dwarka. They were very much happy, and everyone was very much blissful. And we all know that having darshan of Krishna is so much fortunate, being very fortunate. And the residents of Dwarka were also very much fortunate of having darshan of Lord Krishna. And then in this chapter, we see about the birth of Emperor Parikshit Maharaj. So the whole Srimad Bhagavatam is about the whole conversation with how Parikshit Maharaj had been cursed by the sage, and then he he listened the whole Srimad Bhagavatam, and because of him, we are now very fortunate to have this opportunity to hear about the Srimad Bhagavatam. So, Saunak Rishi then talked about Parikshit Maharaj. So everybody, all the sages wanted to know about Parikshit Maharaj, like who was he, how did he get born in this family, and what happened after his death. And then it also mentions about Maharaj Yudhishthira, how he was Dharmaraj, and like his father, he was also like free of all sense gratifications, and even people from the celestial planets wanted to live in his kingdom because the people in his kingdom were very happy, and they were like, yeah, this is the best place to like stay, and everyone was very blissful and cheerful. And then we see about Maharaj Parikshit, how after the Mahabharata, Ashwadhama, he had sent the Brahmastra for Parikshit Maharaj, who was in the womb of Mother Uttara. And then Mother Uttara cried for help from Lord Krishna, and then Krishna then came and he helped him. In this verse, it is mentioned about he's given his description about the Lord, where he was in his four-handed form, and then he had earrings of molten gold, and his eyes were blood red with fury. But usually his eyes are always like red, not because he's like always angry, but that shows that he is how much in love with Radharani. And can anybody tell me what are the color of eyes of Radharani? Blue, yeah, that's right. The color of eyes of Radharani is blue because she always sees Krishna everywhere. So, yeah. So it is mentioned that how the Lord took a shape of a thumb like he took a shape of a thumb like, so he became very small. And in Brahma Samhita it is mentioned that the Lord can he's a Paramatma, he's super soul, so he is in everyone's heart as well as he's in each other atom, right? So he is unlimited and he can take like whatever shape he wants. He can take a shape of size of thousands of universes, as well as he can become like very very small as well. So, and then he takes the shape of a Archa Vigraha as well. Like we have Shishi Radha Khirchur Gopinath as well, and from like he takes a form where the devotees can worship him and take his darshan. So he is very very merciful in that way, that he's like giving his darshan and he's like trying to so that we can give him service, right? That is our ultimate goal, right? To give him service. And we see that the Lord whenever his devotee is in a problem, the Lord always comes to save his devotee. And we see over here as well, like Maharaj Parikshit was a great devotee of the Lord, and that is why the Lord himself came to save him. And we see this in cases of other devotees as well. Can anybody name any other devotee? Gajendra, yeah, that's right, Gajendra. The Lord had come to save Gajendra as well. Gajendra was in so much pain for so many years, and then suddenly he remembered about the Lord, and then he prayed to the Lord, and then the Lord himself came in Garuda to save him from the mouth of the crocodile. Any other examples? Prahlad Maharaj, yeah, that's right. Prahlad Maharaj as well. So the Lord, his father Hiranyakashipu had dealt with him with a lot of trials and tribulations, where he was thrown from the mountain. But Prahlad Maharaj didn't feel anything. He felt that someone was, putting him in like a soft bed, and then and then they tried to kill him with like various other deadly weapons, but he was thinking that someone was poking him with a pencil and playing with him. and then they tried to give him poison as well. But then he said, no, I will offer this poison as well to the Lord. And then that poison became Amrit, and then he became more and more stronger. So we see in different cases and examples where the Lord is very much merciful and he comes to save his devotees. So we also have to become. Oh yeah, you had example. Mother Draupadi. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Mother Draupadi. That's right. Mother Draupadi as well, where she was in where they she was in the Dvit Kira, where there was the gambling happening, and then Duryodhana and Yudhishthir wanted to disrobe her, and then the Lord, then nobody was able to help her. Even the Pandavas who were there, they were not able to help her. Even the other elderly persons like Dronacharya, Kripacharya, and Bhishma Dev, they were also not able to help. And then she thought that the only last chance person I know who can help me is Lord Krishna. So she prayed with all her heart to Lord Krishna, and then Krishna, with his hand, he um, made an arrangement that Hasari never like gets over, and then that is how we see the Lord like always comes to save his devotees. And then in the Bhagavad Gita also it is mentioned that Satatam Kirtayantu Mam, we should always remember the Lord, and never forget the Lord, and that way that is our final exam, right? In Bhagavad Gita it is said, at the time of your death, if you remember me, you will come back to me. So whatever practice or sadhana we are always doing is to always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna, right? And so for doing that, we need to follow some rules, right? So we have a lot of rules over here. Uh, we have some rules over here. So the goal is to have, the goal is to attain Krishna, right? And only through following the rules we can like attain him. But the goal should not be to follow the rules and forget Krishna, right? There was a story of Kali and Pakka Brahmana. Does anybody know about the story of Kali and Pakka Brahmana? No? Okay, so there was a Pakka Brahmana who used to do his Gayatri like always on time, like the Gayatri has to be done by 3 Sandhyam. So always he used to be on time, and always he used to do his Gayatri on Murat and never forget to do his Gayatri. So, but one day, what happened that he was asleep, and the muhurat to do Gayatri was ongoing. So someone came and woke him up that, hey, Hare Krishna, wake up, you need to do your Gayatri. It's time for your Gayatri. And he was like, oh yeah, it's time for my Gayatri. He just saw the time and he just woke up, and then and then he just did his Gayatri. And after doing his Gayatri, like he was very thankful to that person. And he was like, oh, thank you so much that you have told me to do my Gayatri, because I have never forgotten to do my Gayatri, and this was the first time. I don't know how it happened that I forgot my Gayatri, but thank you so much for remembering. May I know who you are? So he said that I am Kali. But the Brahmana was like, Kali? Like he was a little bit shocked and like trying to, help. He responded that if you would have forgotten to do your Gayatri, would have become, repentant that, oh, I'm not a good devotee. And because of that, you would have done some advancement. So to stop you from doing advancement, yeah, so it's very important that we are following the rules, but we don't forget what is our end goal, right? Our end goal is to, get Krishna Prem, right? To get the devotional service. And but our mind is like it's been hijacked by a lot of things. And do you know which is the biggest economy?
You mean country-wise, industry-wise?
No. I mean to say industry-wise.
Arms, ammunition.
Okay. Anything else? Raw materials?
Farm.
No. The biggest economy is the attention economy. Like people have literally are making money from your attention, right? It is so difficult to be attentive in your work, but it's so addictive to be attentive in your social media, right? And if you are not paying for the product, you are the product. So attention has become so much important, attention and focus so much important right now, right? Specifically now in this material world, that our attention span is just, becoming less and less and less. And I won't be, and like it's become less than attention of a goldfish, right? You know how much is the attention of a goldfish? Yeah, it's 0.3 seconds. So we might be present in this class, but we don't know where all your attention are, right? I might see someone who is being very engrossed and seeing me that he's very engrossed in listening me, but his mind is somewhere else. So attention is like very much important that we have to take care of. And the other thing which our mind is hijacked is desires, right? So, just to give you an example, there were like two people, Pooja and Prayag. They're like completely fictional. So Prayag was asked like, "What do you want to become when you are older?" So he said, "I want to become rich. I want to have, I want to become the richest trillionaire. I want to become trillionaire. I want to have my own island. I want to have a lot of cars and everything." And then they asked Pooja like, "What do you want? What do you want?" So she said, "I'm simple. I just want to marry Prayag." So our desires are so much our desires, like they are keep on hijacking us, like there are like so many desires we have. So we have to make sure that our desires, like we have to reduce our desires, have less of material desires and like more of spiritual desires. And the next thing which hijacks our mind is worry and anxiety, right? We are always in worry that, oh, will I get my permanent residency? Will I get a job? What next? So we are always worrying about what is going to happen with us, and just this constant anxiety just keep on going on, playing on in our mind. And Kamsa was also very much anxious, like in anxiety after he came to know about that he's being going to be killed by the eighth child. And like he was totally like he was not able to sleep, and he was constantly like thinking of Krishna. Like we must think about Krishna, but not in fear, right? So yeah, so and then our mind is also hijacked by things happened in our past, or why did you do this to me, why did you do that to me, if I would have been in this situation I would have told him this, I would have told him that. So our mind is like constantly boggling towards all of these things. And then some of the time which we have, then we like try to remember Krishna. So first it's very much important to understand that like a mind is very chanchalam, right? Chanchala hi mana Krishna, it's mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. And the first thing is about awareness. So a lot of people are not aware that their attention is like attention span, they don't have focus, they are not attentive and all. So we are very much fortunate that we have association of devotees and of Srimad Bhagavatam, which mentions about the mind and how we can overcome the mind. And our mind can become our greatest friend or our worst enemy. So it's upon us, like how we train the mind, and then whatever result we get. Because it is said that we have to like always try to remember Krishna, but if we turn away from Krishna, then Maya will japatiya dhare. Maya will catch you. So it's very important that we remember Krishna, and like we are like servants of Krishna, like, but we are like tathastha, like we are on the edge. Like we want to be a servant of Krishna, but we are like more towards Maya, right? So we have to like choose our sides, and it's very important that we choose our sides, and then we have to come to a point that emotions for the Lord. That when we have emotions for the Lord, then only the Lord is pleased. And that is always going to be happen, that our love, eternal love for Krishna, is it is in our heart. but it is covered with so much dust, it's covered with so much lust, envy, anger, that we have to reawaken our love for Krishna. And that reawakening of love of Krishna can only be done through the process of sadhana, right? So we do our sadhana where we have like different things where we do a chanting, we attend arti, we attend Srimad Bhagavatam class, we do services, and in this way we are going to reawaken the love of Lord, right? But we have to be very patient in this process, right? Because we have been in this material world for like millions and millions and thousands of lives. So it will take some time. So we have to be very patient. So this is a very slow process, right? This devotional service. But we also know about the three gunas, right? So what are the three gunas? Yeah, that's right. So this is sattva, rajas, and tamas. So devotional service is practiced in like people like practice devotional service in these three modes of nature, right? So how does devotional service look in tamas? So people who do devotional service in tamas, they are like violent mentality. This is my service, everybody out. They have pride for their service. Like they have anger. Like, why is this person doing like this? Why is this person doing my service? That should not be the mood. They have envy that, oh, this was my service, but now he's doing my service. Or like any other things that we want to do, but somebody else is doing. So we should not have pride and envy and anger in devotional service, right? In whatever we are doing. It's very important that we make sure that our sadhana is not in these categories and that does not have flavors of pride, envy, and anger. And then comes devotional service in rajas, which is mode of passion, right? So in mode of passion, how does it look like that? I'm doing devotional service, but I want to enjoy, right? The enjoyment mentality is there. More dhanam, more janam. That way, we are thinking about, how we can enjoy from whatever facilities we have got, right? And then there is like we want to become the center of attraction, right? That is like very toxic, and we want opulence. That I am doing devotional service for Krishna, then I should get lot of money and like fame. I should have fame. That is what like devotional service and mode of passion means, right? Like I want fame. I know everybody should know me in the temple, and everybody should say that should come to me and say that, oh Prabhu, you are doing so much good service and everything. So that is what devotional service looks in the mode of passion. And then devotional service, then above that is devotional service in the mode of goodness, right? Satogun. So devotional service in the mode of Satogun is like, I want to purify myself, right? This is my duty and I want to purify myself. And you realize that I have lust, anger, envy, greed, and I want to get over it, and that is why I'm doing devotional service, right? For my purification. So you see, the main agenda over here is me, right? You want something out of it, and that is why you're doing this devotional service in the mode of goodness. But there is something which is more higher than mode of goodness as well, which is devotional service in Shuddh Satogun, which is pure goodness. Where in pure goodness you are just trying to like please Krishna, like you just want to serve him. Anya bilashita shunyam jnana kranna anavritam krishnanu anushinalam bhakti ruttama. You should have no desires. Anya bilashita shunyam, zero desires, shunyam desires. And you are only doing your devotional service just to please Krishna. So these are like the different steps where we have to like reach the highest position of doing devotional service, and that should be our goal, right? To do devotional service in pure goodness, right? and that is why it is mentioned that we should have like bhava, we should have emotions for like Krishna, and then only we will be able to reach like. And it's not easy to get genuine affection, genuine attachment for Krishna, right? Because we are in this material world, and this material world, we are all jivas in this material world and entangled in this material world. We have duties towards our friends, families, and everything. So it's very difficult to get out of this, but we should always like try to get out of that material world. And the way to do this is to always think that whatever is happening in your life, that it is through the mercy of Krishna. Like Krishna is reciprocating to whatever you are doing. That should be our mood. Like if something good is happening with you should think that, oh, Krishna is happy with me, and that is why he's giving me whatever I want. And if something is not going your way, then you should probably think that, oh, maybe Krishna is not happy with me, and I should maybe I should be more serious in my devotional service, and make sure that I'm able to please him and like serve him. How can I please him? How can I serve him more better? So analysis is very much important, right? And that is why for analysis we have the sadhana chart. So it's very important to fill the sadhana chart, that we fill it every day, and we analyze that where are we doing? Are we chanting our rounds in the morning? Are we completing our rounds in the morning? Are we just finishing in the night just to complete our rounds? Or are we doing our daily reading and whatever, are we attending the morning program? So it's very important that we analyze, we do this. And in spiritual studies, it is mentioned that first we have to do Shravanam. Shravanam is first we have to like listen or read to about the Shastras, about the scriptures. And then the second phase is Mananam, like where we reflect about what we have listened or what we have heard about the course, or about the class or about the chapter. Like you just reflect about, okay, yeah, okay, this is okay, yeah, like what the person is trying to say, what the Bhagavatam is trying to say. And the last step is Nidhi Dhyanam. Like we are meditating upon it. Like we should have, you will only reach the third stage, like only if you like go, you do Mananam and Nidhi Dhyanam, right? So it's very important that we do this, like only like we should at least like for now, like for a starting point, just like 5 minutes, just like try to think about, okay, what did I hear in the Bhagavatam class, or what did I read in the chapter, and just try to think about that, try to remember like the points about it. Because our mind is like very much fickle minded, right? So it's very important that if we try to like think about it, then the mind tries to put it in the subconscious mind. But otherwise it will just be in a conscious mind and it just come out, because a lot of it is like processing a lot of things. But if you don't meditate upon it, then the mind thinks, oh, this is not important, and then it will throw it out. Because you only meditate upon important things, right? Things which are important to you. So it's very much important that we meditate upon like whatever we are doing in a devotional service, and analysis, like it's very much important. And it is mentioned that feedback is the breakfast of champions, right? So you should always have someone where you are taking feedback from. Like you can have a coach or a mentor, from where you are discussing how you are progressing in devotional service, how can you could do better, and what challenges you are facing. Because if we don't discuss about our progress, or how we are doing, then our progress like becomes like stagnated, because we think that, oh, we are doing everything, and then we will like reach the process. But it's not that way, right? We have to see if we are doing the right thing in the right quality. That is also important, right? Because quality is more important than quantity, right? But you may think that, oh, I'm like hearing a lot of Srimad Bhagavatam classes, I'm reading, but how do I try to assimilate most of the things? So in the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is mentioned about an analogy is given about food, like how we eat food. So before we eat food, what does food do to us? When we eat food, our food, firstly, it's very palatable to our tongue, right? It gives us pleasure. Then secondly, it gives us nourishment to the body. Our body feels nourished. It gets all the nutrients and whatever it needs for functioning. And then thirdly, it you are out of hunger, like you don't feel hungry anymore, right? So similarly, when we are doing like devotional service and all, we should feel pleasure. We should feel pleasure. We should feel happy, right? If only if you are happy, then only you will be able to continue with devotional service. Because if you are like sad and then somebody from outside comes and sees that, oh, he is doing Krishna consciousness and he's sad, then that person will not be attracted to you, right? So the first point is to always be happy, right? We should be very much happy in whatever we're doing. And the next thing is about the nourishment, where we think that Krishna is, whatever we are doing, Krishna is reciprocating with us. We should feel that, like, whatever happening with us, you should not think, oh, why is this happening to me, why is that happening to me, but instead we should think that, oh, Krishna is doing this with me, Krishna is doing that with me. What is his motive of doing this to me? What is his motive of doing that to me? So that way we can, because Krishna is in our heart, right? He's as a Paramatma, he's as a super soul. So he's trying to show us the right path. So that way our nourishment is happening, that how we can like please Krishna. And the third thing is detachment from material life. So we would feel, by doing this devotional service, we should feel like detachment from material life. We should feel less and less detachment from, from like when we started, when we had like where we had different friends, where everybody wanted to have the highest paying job and all. And then you come to the level that, oh, okay, my goal of this life is to not have the highest paying job. Is that what I only keep that, right? And in the Ishopanishad, it is also like mentioned that whatever animate or inanimate objects are there in the material world, all that Krishna is providing for all of them, right? There are like so many species, animals, and like Krishna is providing food for everyone. So we should not feel that, oh, like we should have this much amount of money, that much amount of money. We should only have so much that it is uh, enough for doing our devotional service and enough for our basic necessities, right? And there are like, so this is a very slow process and this will like take time. So we should not feel dejected or demotivated that, oh, I have been in Krishna consciousness for so much, so many years and so many months, and still I don't feel affection towards it, right? Then our goal, like, then what we should do is like, as I mentioned, right, about analysis, right? We should analyze like that. Okay, I'm doing this. How can I do this better? How can I do this service better, right? And then Krishna will himself, like from the heart, he will give you directions, and he will try to help you, because Krishna is like waiting for us. Krishna is waiting for us. He's just behind the door. But it is our duty that we open the door and we go towards Krishna. Like, if we take one step towards Krishna, Krishna will take 10,000 steps towards us. So, like, Krishna is very merciful, but more merciful than Krishna is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will break open the door, and he has given us the Maha Mantra, right? He has given us the process to everyone, because in earlier in the days, this devotional service process, everyone, that's this process, was only for the brahmanas and not for the householders or anybody else. But then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and he was so merciful that he gave us the chanting of the holy names, where from this process we can just cross the ocean of material, we can cross the material ocean and then come towards Krishna. So it's very important that we are very fortunate that we have association of devotees. It's very important that we discuss about scriptures. We see where we are, where we are. Because when we discuss, then we come to know that, oh yeah, this person is progressing so much, and we should be inspired by them. And then we should do our own self study as well. That is also very important. And hearing from guru, that is also very much important, to take instructions from guru in form of vapu and vani. So there are like two forms of taking instructions. One is the vapi, the physical form, and the other is the instructions which he has sent. So that is very important, that we take directions, like, and a guru knows, like, he knows everything, how the thing is there, and so he will show us the right path. So it is our choice, that, or we want to explore different paths, or we want to follow someone who knows the right path, right? And in the verse we also mentioned that a spiritual master take us from the darkness of illusion, right? So it's very important that we understand all this, and we always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna, right? And the goals is to not follow rules, but is to, yeah, follow and remember Krishna, and not follow rules and forget Krishna, right? We have to follow rules to remember Krishna. Yeah. That is about it. Any questions or comments?
Thank you for the very enriching class, Prabhu. I have a question. You mentioned that a devotee should, whatever's happening in their life, like if something good is happening, they should think it's Krishna doing it, and if something bad is happening, you should think there's some shortcomings in my service, maybe, so Krishna is doing this. You're saying basically look, whatever's happening to a devotee, they should look like it's Krishna doing all this. How do you balance this with, let's say, with someone who develops an ego out of it? Like, to my mind, it feels like I can develop a lot of like, I won't own my actions. I can tend to become a little irresponsible. Whatever's happening anyway, Krishna is doing. Or can this create a sense of ego also in a person? Or anyone can answer this. This is the ideal way, that we, even in the beginning stages of bhakti as students, should also really look at whatever's happening in our life.
Yeah, like in the beginning stages, that it might be a little bit difficult to see that whatever is happening is, Krishna is doing that. But later on, when you are more into devotional service, and you are quite practicing Krishna consciousness for a few years, then you will see that. And like, when I had come in devotional service, Krishna consciousness, I used to always like listen devotees saying that, Krishna willing, then I will do this. Krishna willing, then I will do that. And I was like very much fascinated that it's not like me, I'm willing to do it, or I'm willing to do that. It's only thinking about like how Krishna is willing, and how Krishna is willing to do that. And like, yeah, you might whatever service you're doing, you might feel like ego or something, but that is what, like, that would be devotional service in like rajas, like mode of passion. So that is what we have to move more. We have to become in the mode of goodness, and then come to the position of pure goodness. So that's a process where it's slowly you will reach that position. And if anybody has anything else to share, yeah, they can go ahead. Anybody wants to comment on?
The question is that, will I feel very special that I'll see Krishna is deciding everything in my life?
Yeah. You will feel you will feel special. Like, eventually you will feel special, and whatever you're doing, whatever you're seeing, you will feel that Krishna is doing this, and it will motivate you to do more and more service to Krishna, and more, and how to please him. Like that is what you will ultimately reach to, like to pleasing Krishna, to serving him more and more, and yeah, that way you will see that how merciful he is. Yeah.
Yes, I was thinking that thinking that anything that bad happens is Krishna, and I think anything bad happens, that's because of our karma and all, and anything good happens, that's because of Krishna. So that's a very high stage of surrender.
Mm-hmm.
So it's contradictory that you will feel. So that's your mental concoction. If you're feeling that ego out of it, that's a very high stage of Prahlad Maharaj they're all saying Purva Karmanu Rupam, it's my karma, that if anything bad happens. So that's the high stage of surrender. And if you have this high stage of surrender, and then you're feeling ego, the contradictory. So if you're feeling ego in this, that means that's your mental concoction, that you're thinking that everything is of Krishna, and you're being complacent and powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah. Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you for this class. I didn't like the point you mentioned that after Shravanam we should do Manan and Dhyan. So Prabhu, can you give us like what's the best time and right time to do Manan and Dhyan after Shravanam?
Right time, like it might depend on each and every person, but I would say that like whenever like the more early we do it, the better it is, right? Because if you will hear or listen a class or attend a lecture, after that only that lecture you try to see, try to remember what all points did you learn from that class, and what all things you try to recollect, like whatever things you have learned in the class. Then that will be much better, because if I listen to a class in the morning and then in the evening I try to do that, might be difficult for me to do, right? So maybe maybe just after you have listened to the class or a lecture or read a chapter, just try to recollect whatever you have listen, and then maybe whenever you have free time in the evening or something, like try to see how you can implement it in practical way in your life, right? In the evening or sometime whenever you have time, just think about that. So that way you will know like you are doing practicing there, and that way you have more knowledge about shastras. Because in the early stages, like I also feel that I'm hearing so many classes, but like I don't feel like I know a lot of things, like I'm just like the same. So this is what usually people in in the beginning stages of Krishna consciousness, because there's a lot of things, like this information is like very deep. So like some things might go like a bouncer and you might not understand. So then that is why you can just go about, see again, try to read it, try to understand it again. So it's very much important that we do whenever we do that. Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
When Krishna blows the conch, you said it goes red. Why does it go red?
Yeah. It glows when because of his reddish mouth. That is why the conch became like a little bit red. Yeah, because of his lipstick. Yeah, yeah. If you could say that. Yeah. All right. If there are no questions or comments, thank you so much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Grantharaja Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.